Hello and welcome. My name's Marie and this is my yarn journey. Today is going to be a traditional podcast episode. It might not be a massively long episode because I've only really had about a week, well just short of a week actually, of knitting since I last recorded, because the first week after I recorded my last podcast I was on holiday, so I didn't take any knitting with me, so I didn't get any knitting done then. I have done plenty since I got back, and I have got a finished object, which is the top that I'm wearing, and this is the classic knitted tank top by knittingaddict. And a few things to say about this. I've knit this in tin lean and lean, if that's how you say it. I never know how to say that word, but fabulous yarn, absolutely love it. Really softened up after blocking. I would say that in comparison to, and especially after blocking as well, in comparison to Drop Spell, which I have got a top and a tank in already, I've got a tea and a tank, sorry. I much prefer this, and I know that it's considerably more expensive than the Drop Spell, and if it is a budget thing then obviously that's a lovely yarn to use. I just find that the Drop Spell is a bit more scratchy. This doesn't have that scratch in the same way. It's quite soft to the touch and soft against the skin. Lovely pattern. Very much enjoyed knitting this pattern. Very easy to follow, very beginner friendly. I'd highly recommend it to anyone knitting their first tank top, because there's lots of pictures which are really helpful to help you understand where you should be now and what your knitting should be looking like, which I think is brilliant. Now I'm going to say that word again, gauge, and I was off gauge on this top. The gauge is 19 stitches, and as you can see I have an issue here because you can see what I'm doing. My gauge was 22 stitches, and the gauge recommended in the pattern is 19 stitches. I was low on yarn, playing a bit of yarn chicken, could only get hold of so much of this, and I had to hold the thin lin double, and then I had some of the line, and so I had to sort of marl it as well, which made it a bit more of a not harder, but it takes a lot more effort than you having to constantly make sure you're swapping your yarns every row or so. But it has made the fabric look very even, because I did notice a difference between those two yarns. The thinner one, the 4-ply, was actually it had much more of a shine to it, a silvery shine running through it, whereas the DK weight seemed a little bit duller. Now I don't know if that's the way that they are applied together. I don't know, but anyways, that's what I did for this. Now, if you can see the top of this, and you might be able to notice that it is actually too snug on the armpit, and that's because my row gauge and my stitch gauge were wrong. And it's a bit snugger of a fit than I would have liked. I do like it a little bit looser around the stomach area. I don't mind the way it's fitting up here, that's lovely. But yeah, it's softened up a lot with blocking. I've actually blocked it on the washing line because I wanted to try and stretch. I knew these arms were a bit snug and I wanted to stretch them out. So it is a bit of a shame, and I'm hoping if this part here just softens up a bit and over time a bit more and loosens as plant fibres can do, then it'll probably be the perfect fit under the arms. I'll definitely knit this top again. Another plus side to this, and in comparison to my Tolster tank. This is much wider at the top, and I really like that it's like that. So yeah, I'm really happy because it will definitely cover any bra strap. So it's definitely bra friendly. I like the way the neckline, well, the neckline would obviously be a bit lower if my gauge falls on gauge. But overall, the fit of this top is lovely. It's just my gauge that's thrown it off, and I would highly recommend it. And the yarn, I'm definitely going to use this yarn again. I will be having a look at what colours they've got. I'm thinking about maybe doing this again, probably in staples like black, because I think that I'll get a lot of use out of this top if I can just get it where it's slightly better fit under the arms, which I'm sure I can. And it was very, very quick and easy to knit. Yeah, all positives really, apart from my silly gauge, which we know is an ongoing thing. The next thing that I do want to talk about, so if you saw last week's video where I talked about my August plans, I've still not started working on my 2023 WIP list, and the reason for that is I had this on the needles. I had a sock which I wanted to get finished, which was for my little sock series, the sock project, and I also wanted to try and get my what's it called, that my striped top finished anyway, and that's taken most of my time this week. I'm pretty pleased with the progress I've made. I've managed to get quite a bit of knitting in, got this finished, which was great. That's off the needles. And I've also started my test knit, which that's obviously priority as well. So I'll show you my next finished object. And if you've watched my little mini sock series, you will see this is my first sock that I'm knitting out of the sock project book by Summer Lee. And I've knit this on a 9-inch circulars and DPN for the heel. I won't say too much about this. Looks lovely, and I will put in some of the photos or footage of it done. About to knit the second sock, which I'm going to knit on magic loop for a comparison. And if you want more details, I will pop the link to the videos series which tells you all about my journey knitting this sock, the first one from her book. Oh, also want to mention here, because I'm not sure if I've mentioned, I must have mentioned it on one of my videos, but I can't remember which one. Summer Lee at the moment has just launched a new pattern, and the way the pattern works is that you get a base vanilla sock pattern, and every month then she's going to release a colourwork cuff, and the colourwork cuff can then be plugged into the vanilla sock pattern so that you can knit 12, and she's going to release a colourwork cuff every month for 12 months. And I thought it's $12 I think, and you can find it on Ravelry. I'll link it in the description, and it's just great value that, because you just pay one price, and then each month you'll get a new little surprise update with the new cuff, and she'll obviously be doing the videos on her YouTube channel. I watched the last video, and instantly one of the cuffs is a flower pattern, and it's lovely. So I thought, you know, it's well worth it. Her patterns are really good, and she gives you lots of tips on how to do your colour work. Go and watch the video if you haven't. Highly recommend that. And for $12, and you're getting potentially 12 different, well, definitely 12 different pairs of socks, and also this month she released 2, so you'll end up with more than 12. And I thought what would be quite nice, don't know if I'll get time, but wouldn't it be great to knit one pair of those each month and then do a box of socks, because I've always wanted to do a box of socks but never got around to it. But you know me, plans change. I have lots on my needles all the times and I'm always changing my mind, so who knows if I'll get round to that. But you know, great idea, isn't it? I've got everything on the floor here, so I'm like, oh, where do I put it? Okay, what do I want to talk about next? Oh. So this is my striped top, and for some reason the name has gone, and it's so annoying because it's right just there on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it, but I will put it on the side for you so you know. I don't think, if I can stand up and just, if you can see the bottom there, I really don't think I've got too much more to do on this at all. The sleeves I've just got to do a little bit of ribbing on. You've seen this top quite a bit now. I'm knitting it in the cotton merino from Knitting for Olive in the Dusty Rose, and the contrast colour is Toadstool from Dystopic Fibres. Both the yarns are lovely. The Knitting for Olive, I'm only just, and I'll show you, on the start of my second ball. It's just literally gone on for miles, that first ball. It's so good. I mean, at one point I thought I was going to get it out of one ball, which would be crazy because they're in they are 50 grams if you don't know. And then this is what I've got left of my contrast colour. Absolutely love this colour, and I think it works so well in this top. I'm really happy with this combination, and what a way to use a skein, one skein of beautiful hand-dyed yarn in a striped garment like this. And I think this is going to be absolutely lovely when I wear it. It's super soft, going to be nice and drapey, and I think it's going to be light. It's quite an open gauge. Really pleased with how it's turning out. And yeah, I've not measured it, which I should have done before I came on, because I normally knit my bodies to 12 inches. That seems to be about a nice length for me. So yeah, I'm just working away on that. It's quite easy to pick up, quite moreish, because you do four rows per stripe. I think this will be a pattern that I will knit again, even if I do a plain version as well. I think it'll be quite nice. I like the style of it with the square neck. Okay, last project that I want to talk about today is my test knit. And like I say, I have started a little mini series following along with the socks. So if you're interested in a bit more detail, then do go there. And this is my main colour for these socks is the Filcolana Arwetta, and I absolutely love this yarn. It's the first time I've used it, and I will definitely buy this again for socks. It'll be handy to have some of these solid colours in stash to use in socks. Really nice yarn. Be interesting to see how it wears. And this is my contrast colour. If you think that I'm rushing through this, it's just because I've already, you know, I've got quite an in-depth video, or there is videos on my channel coming for this, so I don't want to go over it too much. What I will mention though is that this is a test knit for Tea Cake and Makes. She is a sock designer. She makes bags and she sells other stuff in her Etsy store as well, and I'll link her Etsy store down below. It's her 5-year business anniversary. I think she said in September or October when this pattern will be released, and she will be offering a discount at that point, but she's not confirmed how much, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And I think the discount is going to be on all her patterns, which is fantastic. She's got quite a few nice colour work patterns if you're into colour work socks. but I would say her bags, and I haven't got one here now. 1 second and I'll just grab the bag of hers that I've got. So this had my sock project, sock project socks in, so I've still got that in there. And this is the bag by Nicola, Tea Cake and Makes, and it's absolutely lovely. I love the fabric. Yeah, I just saw this fabric and I had to get it, and I got it in a sock set, and I've not knit the socks up yet, but yeah, just all the little details, little tag on the side where you can put your notions on, and you get a little notion with it. And these are little, like, I don't know if they're leather really, but you know, leather straps. But it's just, yeah, really well made bag. I recommend getting those if you like, especially for this sock one which I've got. So back to the sock, and I'll just show you it. There you go. The Phil Kalana, as I said in my other video, the cuff is, I couldn't believe how beautifully neat the half twisted rib came out with that yarn. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the pattern. Very Moorish, quite easy for me anyway to knit whilst half watching a TV programme. Sorry, that's my washer going off. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing these. But yeah, if you want more details about that, please head over and watch the other video, because I do go into depth on those. And you'll see a few more coming up in the next day or so. And that's all the projects that I've been working on this, well, it's been this last week really, as I've said, since I got back off holiday. I've got one acquisition to show you, and it's all fallen to bits, sorry. It's a Lay family yarn. It's the Stitches and Creams Sock Club. I hope you can see that and the camera's focusing. It is a ice cream beach theme. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, 425 meters in 100 grams. I haven't knit any of these up yet, as you know, and I've had 3 months of the club. I also got this beautiful little shell stitch marker, and I hope that is focusing and that I'm at the right position, because I can't tell. Yeah, and I haven't knit up any of those socks yet. I've just had too many other things on the go, but I thought I'd just show you that because it was very pretty. Lay family yarn, which I have had some of her yarns before. And the last little thing that I just want to talk about today is my yarn ins and out. So for July, I got that sock club yarn. That was in July. It came while I was away, and that's 100 grams. Oh no, actually that will be 120, won't it? See, I've written it down wrong in here, unless it's 70 gram sock set. Well, I haven't measured that, so oh no, yeah 120 grams, right. So sorry about that. So it's 120 grams in, and I'll have to change that so I don't forget. And then I had 375 grams out, which means I have got 255 is my minus for my yarn ins and outs for July. I'm in a minus. So I did the Scrap bucket, which was 210 grams, and then I did the Rocket Tea, which was 165. Then for August so far, I've got my yarn that I got in Rome, which if you haven't seen my August knitting plans video, if you want to see what yarn I got in Rome, you can go and have a look on there. And then I have ordered some yarn which hasn't arrived yet. Been very naughty, and I've got some yarn from My Creative Garage, which I absolutely love her yarns, and I'm thinking that that will arrive before the end of the month, and that's 200 grams. So yeah, it's just a little update there. So I am at a minus for July, which is good, and if I apply myself to the getting these 2023 knits off my needles, if I can get a few of them finished before the end of the month, that should really help with my ins and outs for August. Because if you remember, I've got that Paul sweater, which that should weigh a significant amount because it's a very oversized sweater, and I've just got one sleeve to do on that. And then I've got my cloud sweater, and I've got Dwayne's single malt. So there's quite a few chunky garments there, as in hefty, you know, they will weigh quite a bit, and hopefully, and I want to get them finished anyway, as I said in that video. So I think this might have been quite a quick one today, but I hope that you've enjoyed the update. You've got a bit of knitting done while doing this. Like I say, look out for my updates on the test knit. And I think that's all I've got to say today. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.